Welcome back, legends. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the AMD BC-250, and we're going to be talking about... Now, you're probably wondering what is an AMD BC-250, and I'll give you a brief description on what it is and its capabilities. It's essentially a PlayStation 5, but just cut down. The PlayStation 5 runs on 8 cores and 16 threads. These are essentially defects. These are the APUs that just didn't meet specifications or standards, and they are cut down to a 6-core and 12-thread operation. There's also 16 gigabytes of DDR6 available RAM, which is shared between the GPU and CPU. And with the newest recent biohacks or cracks or whatever you want to call them, you're able to allocate some of that to GPU or more of that to CPU, vice versa. And I think there might be a new BIOS out there where it will allocate that RAM during operation. I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, go ahead and yell at me in the comments. And so you're probably wondering, what is this comparable to? This is comparable to a Ryzen 5 3600 and a RX 6600 GPU. So it's very capable, especially in today's world if you're going to be gaming at 1440p. It's not the best as far as like AAA games. Like you can run Cyberpunk on here, sure, 1440p, but you're not going to run 4K on this thing. So it's very good at what it can do in its niche for 1440p, but above that, it's not that good. So don't run 4K on these guys because it's not going to work. But it is a good budget-friendly option, and they're just fun. You can do all kinds of stuff, as you can see here, and I'm going to go through the things that I've done here to try and fix the cooling solution, because as you can see, this is it. This is the card, this is the heatsink, copper pipes on the bottom, you have the RAM on the back, this back plate here kind of acts like a heatsink, and there is no way to cool this card unless you come up with a solution, which I've come up with multiple solutions. And I'm gonna go through those solutions first and kind of show you what I've designed in the past. And these are old designs. We're talking almost 2 years ago designs when I was getting into 3D printing, getting into designing, and really didn't know what I was doing. And so let's kind of talk about the downfalls of this card and cooling. As you can see, the heatsink here, and these are the fins. This is closed off here, so you can't blow air on it this way. It's gonna be very inefficient. You're gonna have a bad time doing that. I have seen some videos where people open up these fins. They essentially saw off the top part here, so these fins are exposed. Then you can push air in, but that's messy. You got metal shavings everywhere. It sucks, and you're kind of destroying the card. There's better options, trust me. So essentially the best way to get the airflow is through one end and out the other, whichever end you decide. I prefer getting air going this direction because you have the SSD that goes here. That way cool air is always going over the SSD. And if you have it going the other way, then you have all the hot air coming out, exhausting over the SSD, potentially limiting the SSD's life. Before we talk about the cooling solutions I made, let's kind of get to the origins of this card. It is a mining purposed card. And ASRock has a case, which is this guy here. Hopefully you can get a good glimpse of this. And as you can see, there are 12 cards in this case. There are 2 PSUs. And I think these are 1200 watt PSUs. Yeah, 1200 watt. They slide into the case. There's power connectors, as you can see here, that they just slide into, powers them all up, and you're ready to mine. And when I was in my mining phase, I developed a couple things. As you can see, there's not very much good, I guess, airflow dynamics, right? So I developed this kind of thing, which you would take off this metal bracket here, you would slide this on. Probably should have done this before, but you guys can kind of get the idea. Where this would slide on, it would cover this gap. So any air coming through these or exiting these would be forced to go through these fins. And that's what this was. Simple, easy fix, it worked. Then we had to worry about dust issues, right? If you're always blasting air through this thing, you're gonna get dust, right? So I came up with these little 3D prints. This is actual mesh. It's a mesh screen, and you can 3D print these. This is really cool. You don't have to go buy a screen. You can print your own screen. It's freaking awesome. But essentially, they would hook into the USB ports here. You can see there's 4 little spots here. They would essentially go right into the 3D, right into the USB ports here. There's one. I know I got another one around here. Here's two. I only printed two, sorry. But you guys get the gist. And bam, so you would have access to your Ethernet port. Turning on or off wasn't that big a deal because once they're on, you're running these until they turn off, and you can just pop these right off. Hopefully. Bam, pop these right off. And if you need to clear the dust, give them a tap somewhere, and you cleared out the dust, throw them back on. Just like that. So yeah, that was kind of where I started with these, with my 3D printing journey. This is my first 3D print. This guy here, this is my first design. I designed this in Blender. And this was probably like my second-ish design. I figured out how to make these screens. I did a little bit of research online, figured it out, incorporated it into my design. And yeah, so those are my first prints. And then this is my first, like, I guess, successful print where I've sold a lot of these, and I'm still selling these, which is awesome. And we'll kind of go over this case, a little breakdown. 3 pieces here. I shipped these where I glued these, whoa. I glued these 2 pieces together. And people think there's kind of a lot of labor that goes into these because these are my first prints. There's gluing involved, there's lining up of parts. So they were, I don't know, I think they were reasonably priced. I think I got these at like 60 bucks. And I think that's a fair price. They're not very efficient as far as filament. They're probably thicker than they need to be. Probably can be, there's a lot of things that can be done to make these more efficient and cheaper to print. So like I said, they were my first prints, and I'm still surprised that I sell them. But this is a 3-piece part. This part here would be glued together. The card would slide in. Sorry, I'm trying not to. All right, this is the fan that's in here. But the card would just slide in like this, bam. And then actually before you slide it in all the way, you would hook up this pin, you would hook up this fan to the pin header in here, and you would close this up. And you would install this fan by just throwing it in here, and you would use the screw holes of that fan to put these face plates on. This one here is an exhaust, and this here is more of like a dummy. Looks just like a fan grill, but it's not. It's just a dummy grill, just to, you know, kind of get the aesthetics on the same sides. And you would slide this in. Make sure you zip tie this cord so the cord doesn't get into the fan. And then you just slide this on and hook a power supply to this, and you're good to go. Let's talk about the clusters. I did 2 different, or actually 3 versions. A basic one where it was just, this is gray, all this is black, a couple gray caps, a little exhaust for like an 80mm fan. You can always upgrade to this back exhaust to a 120, sorry. Back to this. So yeah, these are 120mm fans on the back. And we got 3 cards in here. They slide in just like this, 3 slots, power supply right here. And this was like a Warthog edition where you get your little cool Warthog medallion. You get the razzle dazzle with the color. And it's kind of the same thing with the blade here. You have it hooked up to just 1 card, and 1 card's going to control the fan. And essentially the one in the middle is always going to be the hottest, so you hook it up to that one. When that one's the hottest, it's going to, you know, ramp up the fan the most. And essentially the same deal. You slide it in there, put this over the top, and you call it good. And there were some other ones for people that just wanted the BC-250 look, red, all that sort of stuff. And like I said, essentially the same thing as the blade, just 3 cards can go in here. All right, so let's get to talking about the new case design. Now that I got this kind of cleared off, we're gonna go into parts, pieces, what you need to run this thing. We're really close to having this thing finished up. Essentially the hard work is done. Now it's just gonna be figuring out how to get the skins on, which is gonna be actually pretty easy. And then actually testing this. I haven't tested this. I know the thermals are gonna be fine. There's gonna be 2 140mm fans on here. It's gonna be a push-pull configuration. I guarantee it's gonna be fine. And if it's not, well, shoot. But this is essentially what it is. We've got the card in here already, but you'll essentially get this package. You're gonna get the left, right chamber for the card, left, right chamber for the PSU, and the PSU I'm using is this Apiva 400 watt power supply. It's a mini ITX or micro ITX. I'm not sure what you call them, but these things are tiny. I'll leave descriptions of this, especially in the link, the comment section below, or in the description section below. So you get the right one, because this is sized just for this. I think the TDP of these are 180 or 280. In any case, doesn't matter for this situation, because you're gonna want this 400 watt power supply. You'll be in the peak zone of efficiency, and if there are any overclocking features that are unlocked on these cards later, you'll have the overhead to do so. As well, if you want to add some lights, if you want to add some 140 mil fans that have static lighting that you just hook up power to, you can do that. If you want to run some SSDs, some hard drives that are external to this through the USB ports, you can do that, which is going to be a big feature of this, and we're going to get into that right now. So essentially, you'll get these 4 pieces. You're going to drop your card in. This is all going to fit pretty snug, because we want to make sure we're using every bit amount of airflow possible. Some prints just finished up. It's nice and quiet. So yeah, fits in there perfectly. No wiggle back and forth, as you can see, like that. Doesn't wiggle. So it's a snug fit. It's a good fit. It doesn't go this way neither. Perfect fit. These are going to go into the back. And your power supply, you can put it on either side. It's going to go on the bottom. I recommend this side just because your cords and stuff are all going to be on this side, so you might as well have your power supply cord coming out the same side. But you can put it on this other side, and it fits in just like so. And this is going to come with like a sort of like a plate that you screw onto here, which will stop it and kind of lock it into this position. All right, so let's just kind of put this together so you guys can kind of see how it's gonna go. Let me grab a screwdriver here. All right, so we're gonna be using some of these wood screws, right? These aren't the best for 3D prints, but they're fine if it's gonna be more of a permanent solution. So there's gonna be a lot of permanent screws, and then there's gonna be some that are not permanent when you need to disassemble this, and there are gonna be these M3 screws, or M2, M3? I think they're M2 screws. And those are gonna go in via these heat sinks and be anchored, I guess, via these heat sinks. And then these are gonna be the other screws, the M2 screws that you guys are gonna get. Maybe you put it together like this, to where you just put those together. And then you're gonna wanna, I guess, flip it this way. That way you can throw the card in. Let's see here. Yep, throw the card in. And then I guess we put this in next. That'll way it'll lock the card in. And I'm probably gonna show this little notch here. So this little notch, if you can see, is for the fans. So you install the fan here, bring the cord through here at the wire, daisy chain it to your other fan, and then the fan header is essentially right there. And this would go in like this. I'm gonna take the 4 screws that we took out earlier, just go ahead and pop them into here. Go, nice and flush. Super stable. And I assume we could probably, nice, just flip it over. And we're gonna screw in the bottom pieces here. Wear down on the plastic, and you'll probably start getting it to strip. Cool, so that's what that looks like. And that's what that looks like. Cool. It's pretty solid, and it's not even in its final form. Heat inserts are going to go here, 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 and here. So heat inserts there, and there's going to be a panel that goes on here, and then a panel that goes on here. And you're going to screw this 2M2 screws in, and the heads of those screws are going to act as magnets to the skins of this case. So the skins will have embedded magnets, and you'll snap them right on here, and you'll be able to swap those skins out. I'll have a bunch on my eBay store. I'll probably sell this on my website as well. And I'll have a bunch to choose from. So if you get bored of the skins you have, swap it out for a new one. I'll probably always be making new ones. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, that's essentially how this works. And you can see it's perfect. Like, the card moves ever so slightly, but I got to give it a little bit of wiggle room because clearances, I don't know, maybe one card is slightly bigger than another one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, 40mm fans in here. I can leave a description or a link to these guys, the ones that I'm recommending. These are pretty good CFM fans, and they would essentially drop right in here. This cord would go through that little piece that goes in there, daisy chain it to the other fan here, and then that would go right into the header in here. And this will come with a fan grill as well. So you're gonna have fan grills on there. And what else can we talk about here? We're gonna have side plates here. So once you get this power supply in, we'll probably talk about this side since this is the better side to put them on. These are all going to be matching skins as well. So this will be a heat insert too. So I'm going to put some notches in here. So you're going to put this panel up and you're going to put it down and then screw it in here. So this panel will be locked, and it's going to be the same thing for this. So I'm going to create a little notch that the panel goes and grooves into, and then you bring it this way and screw it in this way here, or through another heat insert here. So this will be looking nice. This back will be looking nice. They're gonna have some nice fan grills that come with this, and it's essentially the repeat on this side from the other side. And then this side, we're going to have just two squares, essentially, panels, and then two panels up here as well. And like I said, I'm gonna do different colors, different designs. I've already gotten into making some of those. But you can use this without any of those added extra bonus features. So I'll have like maybe a base model or a bare bones model, I guess, where you don't have to buy all the extras if you know, number one, don't care, number two, don't have the money, and kind of appease everybody, or, you know, try to get this into the hands of anybody that really needs it and wants to tinker with these BC-250 cards. Like this. Whoa. That's what we're looking like so far. So yeah, intake here, exhaust here, and I do have the exhaust on the this side. I do have the what do you call it? The fan grills that's going to come with this angled. So they're angled this way. So cool air here, and then the exhaust is going to kind of float away this way because I don't want this air circulation, you know, where the hot air is exhausting back into the cool air side. So they're going to be angled a little bit. So hopefully the air is just going to just ever so slightly be pushed out this way, and cool air is going to come this way. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. This is just a quick update on how we're doing with this case. We should be finished up here soon. I finished up my other projects, so I can give this case more attention and get this out to you guys quicker. If you like this video, if you're excited about this case, leave a like. I'd freaking appreciate that. And maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And of course, like I always say, share.